Dylan's outstanding. That was fun to watch. He had everything working. Keep in mind, he had 8 days off, too. That's a real testament to he and Roger and the work they put in between. I was telling him, maybe we go to 8-man rotation. Rotate the guys in and out, but this time of year, anytime you get a little extra rest, I think he's coming off. He had 11 days off after the break. He had 4 days off and then 8. So he was strong. He was carrying a little more fastball. I was really surprised at the command he carried.
Now that you have an extra starter, are you going to give him extra rest each time?
I will if we stay with. Well, we're going to do it anyway. I mean, I can show you the plan really since spring training, but kind of verified after the break of the way we're going to do it with him. But we had it set up whether we had 5 or 6 starters. But there's a lot of imagination, you could use to float starters in and out. There's nothing wrong in August and September having some pitchers with extra rest. Good Lord didn't intend you to put your arm over your head and jerk it down violently 5 times every 5th day for 8 months. And anytime you can get a little rest here or there, you're in good shape. But I think that's the first time he's been 8 innings all year.
Along those lines, though, if you've got a 7-1 lead, was there a temptation to take him out after 6 and save those innings?
Yeah, it was. It depends on how stressful they were and what his pitch count was. And it's about, so it was, I thought the tough call was from the 7th to the 8th. We had some, Zach was down tonight. I wasn't going to use him. Wasn't down. I just wasn't going to use him. And I was not going to use Michael either. So Brad had only pitched once in 7 days. He needed to get out there. But it's a challenge managing it. But no, we're in good shape with him inning-wise. In fact, we're a little ahead of where we wanted to be.
Are you impressed by what Seth Smith did, considering it took that shot off the elbow?
Yeah, that's a tough at bat. I tell you, Alexander's one of the few guys whose numbers match up with Zach's with fastball. He's like 90-something% hard sink. In fact, he reminds you a little bit of him. That's a tough at bat, especially after you get hit by a pitch and you go up there and the guy, high bridges you there and stick your nose out over and hit a ball in the left center field. So that was impressive.
Well, you've had the last 8 games you've had, I think you could say 6 solid to strong starts in 8 games. I'm going to try not to have a jinx.
Yeah. Well, we talked about it yesterday, so we're okay today.
But is something coming together, or are you just going to ride and enjoy the ride while it goes?
Yeah, we've got a lot of guys with a track record of pitching well, and maybe hopefully we're getting into that period where they, that we get in, because we're going to have that. A couple more days, I might start looking at the standings again. So, we'll see. So far, so good. Until we take care of our business, doesn't matter where we are in the standings. And, those are some good signs. When we're trying to get people to work out of the bullpen here and there, that's a good sign.
Buck Beckham in his debut, 2 hits, seemed to be fit right in with his team.
Well, I've started not to blame Dave. He had a 10 o'clock departure out of Houston, got here about 2:30. I try to remind myself what it was like to be 27, and those, instead of 60, they don't really. I'm sure there was some good nervousness, so to speak. I know the players. I know it's a little. I don't know how to say it, but sometimes there's a little added feel to the game. We got a new player and a new pitcher tomorrow, and guys want to help their path be a little easier. That's the way it should be. That's the way we try to do it. And when he came in today, I said, "Hey, we'll talk. You got a game to play," and I didn't want to make it any more challenging than, Bobby took him down the advance room, went over some of the signs and bump plays and different stuff. You try not to throw too much at him early, but, baseball's baseball. We're not trying to do anything different here than Tampa or anybody else is trying to do.
Buck, last night we talked a little bit about your tying Earl Weaver, and you waxed a little philosophical about Earl. Could you talk a little bit about what, in the brief time you knew Earl really well, what you may have gleaned from that relationship?
One, it was way too short, but he loved the Orioles, and he had time for me. He didn't have to. Believe me, it was. I know growing up and when I did, I can remember being at camp where Billy and Earl were playing like the 7th game of the World Series in Miami and Florida and in Fort Lauderdale. I mean, watching how important winning was to them, but getting to walk around, take him around some of our drills down in Sarasota, I mean, he was so in his element. You could see, you know, some of the challenges we all get as we get older, but once he got in between the lines and around grass and around players, you could see there was a whole different comfort level, and the players, you know, I know we put a pickoff play on just for him. I think it was an inter-squad game. Was it inter-squad or regular? I think it was inter-squad, wasn't it? I don't know. What was it? To watch him enjoy that as much as I did watching him enjoy it. But, you know, being around a lot of people that know him, we all have our strengths and weaknesses. And Earl's, you know, he loved Baltimore. He loved the Orioles. And anybody didn't share that didn't get along too well with him. Okay, thank you.